coming to you from the garage today. I want to talk about how to set up a counterbalance system. So I did another video on a non-counterbalance, just a regular dive line setup for less than 40 meters. Now I want to take a few minutes to talk about how we set it up with a counterbalance. So I've got the same idea with the bar here, same details, like how you put it together, that kind of stuff. The line around the bar that I talked about in the other video, all of that would still be here. I just didn't put it on to make things more clear, but so watch that if you have questions about that. Notice I've got pulleys on both ends of my setup here. So I'm going to take my line. First you need to decide which end is going to be the dive side, the bottom plate side, and what side is going to be the counterbalance side. So just for the sake of this today, this over here on my right is going to be the bottom plate, the dive line, and the other side is going to be the counterbalance side. So you're going to start on the counterbalance side, take your line, take some of the line out of the bag, go up through the pulley. So pulling off line out, make sure we got plenty. You're going to go all the way to the length of the bar, go through the other pulley. Now on this side, you're going to put your bottom plate up. Same as before, nothing changed here. Going to go through the bottom plate. We want that knot, that double figure 8 knot that we've talked about already. Same idea, knot up against the plate, loop at the bottom of the thing. So now we can pull this up nice and tight as to make it easier to get in and out of the water. In this case, without any weight on it, you just want to cleat it off like you normally would. Right? So just like we talked about before, that same cleat hitch. But once you've got weight on both sides, you're going to do things a little bit differently. So I'll get there in a second. You want to tie a double knot on this side, or double figure 8 knot on this side, put it in your bag. Once you're out in the water, and now you're going to move weights around. Now you've got 2 sets of weights, right? One on each float. Once you're ready to get your weight set up, it doesn't really matter which side you put down first, but I think it's a little bit easier to drop the dive line side first and then set up the other side. So let's say you're going to start with a 20-meter warm-up. So put the bottom plate, or put the weights on the bottom plate, drop it down to 20 meters. So I uncleat it, and it goes nice and easy because it's got weight on it. So now it's at 20 meters or whatever, right? And I say the deepest dive I'm going to do today is, whatever, 60 meters. So I need to make sure that I go down to at least past 60 meters plus the length of my bar. So let's say I'll find the 70 meter mark. I'm just going to tie another double figure 8 in it. And then with that double figure 8, I'll tie another double figure 8. So the second one goes in the bag. Cinch this up nice and tight. Take the drawstring and this first double figure 8, I'll clip my bottom weights right on here and then I'll drop that. So then this is going to be tight like this because you've got weight on both sides. And then, so you could use sailing rope cleats, or clutches, I'm sorry, on here, which are great. They're kind of expensive. I have it set up that way too, but you definitely don't need it. Instead of the regular cleat, you're just going to go one time like that. And because it's pulling on both sides, it can't go either way because it's got tension on it. If you need to activate the freediving retrieval system, you just undo it, put your foot up against the pulley, and start pulling. And it's not that hard, or it's not that hard to adjust the line either because you've got equal weight on both sides. When you're pulling a diver up, you're just pulling the diver themselves. The weight is canceled out. So that's how we're going to set up a counterbalance system. So we can use lanyards in a freediver retrieval system. Again, PFI requires this if we're diving deeper than 40 meters, but if you have low visibility, you may want to employ it earlier, or if you just want to practice using your lanyard. I will caution you though, before you use the lanyard for the first time, make sure you get with someone that knows what they're doing, like a instructor, so that they can teach you how to properly use the lanyard, both in the way you wear it and in the way we employ it, and what happens if it gets tangled, those kinds of things, right? You don't want to get tangled at the bottom plate when you're really deep and not know what to do about it. So if you have any questions, as always, make sure you let me know. I'm more than happy to answer them.